All right, I think I'm on. I think I think uh, I think we're doing this again. Just gotta make sure do a quick check here. Make sure everything's going all right. Check check. One two. All right, I think we're doing all right. Let's see. I've got the mic going and camera's going. Hello, everybody. And yeah, here I am again. I didn't expect to be here tonight, but I was kind of wanting to try another thing with the Lego 911, and so here I am again. I'm going to see if we can make it work. Also, I needed some redemption because last night my webcam kind of fell off the face of the planet there. The battery ran out, so it actually ran out right as I was done finishing the build for the turbo. So I didn't get to show it off. So I'm gonna do that really quick here for y'all. Again, this got built last night, right as I was kind of slapping on the license plate or looking for them. The camera shut off, but the turbo build looks really good. We've got a really nice angle from the back, straight up. You've got this big fat wheel arches, which are really nice. The side profile, that really nice turbo tail right there, sucking air into the air-cooled motor. Yeah, the turbo is a pretty beast build. Here's a good side profile of it there. Yeah, so definitely loving it so far. Loving the angles, loving the views. Let me show you guys opened up here. Man, can't get the hood today. All right, so that's not going to open if I just turn it upside down because that hood's on a really good hinge. There you go. All right, so here it is open up. Let me do this like little turntable thing for you guys. Okay. All right, here we go. We're gonna do it now. We're gonna do it. Okay, side profile. Really good detail in there. And I can't rotate all the way. All right, here we go. Yeah, this set is a lot bigger than the, like the F40, the Caterham, the Mini, the Fiat. And I know it's a bigger car than some of them, but I'm talking the scale is totally different. This thing is huge. But what I wanted to do today is build another variant of this model. And I basically just want to try out the base variant, the non-turbo coupe. So what we're going to be looking at is a removing the tail. We're going to get rid of the extended wheel wells, and we're going to have to bring in the rear axle again because the rear wheels are sticking out a little bit farther than the front wheels. So the Targa version has the kind of normal narrow wheelbase. So we're going to be kind of using some of those elements. I think we got enough pieces. And we're also going to try and see if we can get from the turbo motor to the, I'm assuming it's a 2.7 motor from the Targa, or I'm not too familiar with these motors. And oh yeah, we got Greg on series. Oh yeah, how was that? Yeah, that's cool. All right, so this one should be relatively quick. It's kind of almost like a conversion. I did want to do a video on doing the turbo to Targa, and just see how long it takes. 'Cause I don't know if I saw anyone do a conversion yet, like a live view. But I'm assuming this one won't take too long, so we're gonna do it real quick. So again, we'll take in the turbo here. The big tail. Keep a note of that. Keep a note of the wheel arches here, which we're going to be getting rid of for narrower ones. So we're not going to have this wide stance. I think you're going to notice it more from the back. And then from the side, we're going to get rid of the tail. All right. So, we're going to go to the normal wheel, see how that looks too. So let's check it out. All right. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and open up the Targa bag. By the way, Greg, did you check your shipping yet, and are you still on track to get yours on Saturday? I would hope so. All right, let's move the keyboard back. All right, so we're opening bag 10. This is the bag. This is the bag you'd go for if you were going for the Targa. But yeah, we're not using that for the turbo, but we are now that we're going to go with the base coupe. So I'm going to see kind of what we can deconstruct here, and oh, nice, it's close, getting closer. We're going to see what we can deconstruct here and get us close to where we need to be to go kind of halfway between a Targa and a turbo. These are the Targa windows. Yeah, they're going to be arranged somewhat, something like this if we went with the Targa. They've got the black, yeah, I guess the black, I don't know if you'd call it a crash bar or whatever. I don't think you would, but the Targa bar. And we've got some more small bits for, I'm assuming, the mostly the Targa motor. I dropped a clear piece, but we're not going to need it. We're also going to be swapping out the wheels for the normal non-black, the non-turbo wheels. So we're going to see how that looks. So one thing I noticed while I was playing around with it is that the rear axle is pretty easy to take out. I didn't realize when I was building this yesterday, but you kind of really just snap it off. real easy. The whole axle comes out. And I think it's really going to help. But we are going to have to modify this to get to the narrow wheelbase. We're going to do the same Targa wheelbase. It doesn't matter if we're doing the coupe or the Targa, but I just want to get the narrow wheelbase, or the narrow width going here. We're going to keep the roof, of course. We're just going to try and we're going to have to remove the tail from the trunk. But I think if we just straight up build the Targa trunk, it should fit the same way. I don't think we're going to have any issues there. So I'm going to deconstruct this, and we're going to build the Targa tail. I'm going to keep the roof. Let's go ahead and take the wheel arches off and remove the base of the wheel wells, or the fender flares. That's the term I was looking for, fender flares. Okay. All right, so yeah, I think this is where I want to be right now. I think from here on, we're just going to see, oh yeah, the motor bits. We got to take the motor bits out and get it back to that, the motor back to that point where, before we turned it into the turbo variant motor. I guess the motor doesn't really matter, but since we're going non-turbo here, or we're just going base coupe here, but we're going to try and do it all out. Okay, so I don't know if that was there or not. Okay, so we kind of stripped the motor down a little bit. The most notable things I noticed were this this air intake, or I'm assuming it's an air hose, and the probably, I guess, where the air would come in from the spoiler. It's an air-cooled motor, so I was going to say radiator, but right, air-cooled motor. I don't think they would have the radiator if they're not liquid-cooled. So, okay, so here we go. We've got the skeleton of the base coupe here. We just got to go with the normal wheel arches. So let's go ahead, go back. I think we're going to start with the rear axle, and we'll just jump ahead to the Targa part of it. So I got to find that decision page. Yeah, that was kind of exciting. It kind of threw me off guard yesterday. We just kind of got to that point, and it's like, oh, make your decision right now. Okay. Okay, so I think we've gone. Just trying to find the page. To build the Targa, go to 230. All right, so we're gonna go. Yeah, I know. Yeah, it does look pretty decent from a distance. You're not seeing a lot of the seams. The white might help it out a little bit, but yeah, it's looking pretty good. I do have it's a 1/18 scale, and it's a modern GT3, but yeah, It's yeah, here's a 118, by the way. If you're trying to look at a 118, this compared to a 118 scale model. So yeah, it's pretty hefty, pretty sturdy, and it has good pick points too. Good-ish pick points. The roof is I can pick it up by the roof, but it's still, wouldn't be my first go-to. The Mini Cooper, if you try and pick it off the roof's just going to come right off. But yeah, there's a 118 scale for reference. And yeah, you're right. You don't see a lot of the Lego gaps and seams from this far. So let's put this back. Okay. We've got to the Targa part, and we're going to deconstruct the rear axle. We're going to do this way. So yeah, we've actually got to take all this apart. And I was kind of wondering if I should do the turbo to Targa build or this turbo to Base Coupe build, but I think just because we've all seen the Targa by now too. I haven't seen a Base Coupe variant yet, so I thought I'd try it. I did see someone earlier today. I lost the center cap. I did see someone earlier today put up a turbo Targa, so that was pretty cool. And I did want to go online to see if there were really turbo Targas around from this first generation Porsche. Didn't get to do that yet, but that looked pretty cool. I think I was reading on Eurobricks, and I think the person that did the turbo Targa build, I think they used two kits to do that. So I'm pretty sure you could have probably used the one kit, and maybe you might have been missing, a couple pieces here and there. So I think you could do a turbo Targa, without having to get two kits. But I'm just saying that I have no clue. I shouldn't say that. Okay, yeah. So I kind of already immediately see the wider wheelbase for the turbo is based off this white. I don't know how wide it is, but when you're going to the Targa, you're going to use this narrow axle here. Yeah, that's exactly what we're doing here. And actually, I think I could actually recycle pieces here. Instead of taking the whole thing apart, I think we've got a way to just remove some of these major components, and I think we can put it together on this narrower one. So let's go and do that. Okay, but I do have a problem because right off the get-go, I'm supposed to have two of these bad boys, and I only have one. And I don't remember using this for... I don't remember. That would suck if it was game over from step one. But I don't remember using this in the coupe version yet. But we very well may have, and I'm going to see if we can make do without it. Okay. Why am I using my fingernails when I have this Lego puller tool? But yeah, I'm like really concentrating now because I'm worried about not having this gray piece. I don't know where in the coupe build we already used it. I'm trying to remember while I'm doing this. Where did we use it? Okay, so far the narrow axle is coming along, except one potentially gigantic thing that could go wrong, being that I don't have another one of these gigantic pieces. We'll see how it fits together, but it doesn't mean we're game over from the get-go. We're going to keep going at it. And what I'm going to do, I'm just going to go ahead and take apart the trunk, or the trunk, the turbo trunk with the spoiler. I know we're going to need all these pieces already, so kind of playing with the way to not use the turbo. I'm trying to find a replacement piece to not have to use the turbo or the Targa badge, because again, we're not building the Targa, we're just doing a 911 coupe. So I'd like to have kind of just a blank area there. And of course, there's no 911 printed piece of the same shape. So, all right. Man, this is kind of weird because I just built this yesterday. So already taking it apart to do something that I didn't think I'd be doing. I thought I'd be going Targa now, but I just had this idea pop up in my head. So let's do it. I'm looking for this one big gray piece. I don't think I dropped it, and I just don't know. Don't know if we're going to find it in this trunk somewhere, and I'm pretty certain we're not at this point. Whoa. Okay, I got two pieces, all that to get two pieces I needed for the axle. So I'm gonna keep moving now. And this is the part I'm dreading, because now we gotta fit it onto the bottom without the, I needed two of these, right? These long gray pieces. I needed two of these, I only got one. So we might be okay actually, because I think it might just be, okay, we might be okay without it. It might be a little bit wobbly. But we might be actually okay. Let's see what happens. Okay. Putting these in. Rotors going back. I really wish, and I know it wouldn't be true to Era, but you know, if we had perforated rotors, that would be cool. But it's not Lego's fault. It's they weren't there on the real model. I'm pretty certain of that back then. So yeah, okay, we're gonna be okay, guys. We just needed another set of this piece to fill out the gap once we snap of the axle. Once we snap the wheel in, it's supposed to have like a nice snug fit, and we're gonna just have a little bit of gap. And actually, it doesn't even wobble at all. Let me see if I can show you guys. You see a little bit of a gap. You see that gap right there, or like between these two pieces. Yeah, so if we had two of these long gray pieces, we would have been it would have filled in that gap. But really, at least as far as I know, we don't even need it because it's not going anywhere. And I could put two small pieces here if we need to. So we're okay. Crisis averted, and we are still moving. And now what we have is a matching front and rear axle. Yeah, the track is the same on the front and the back. So we're ending up with a narrower 911. Yeah, so in doing, I was looking these up. Basically, the 930 turbo variant, which we just built yesterday and we're taking apart now, and looking up the coupe version. So I was just trying to have thoughts on what we could, if this is actually doable and making it look like a real base coupe would. And I think we're going to be able to do it, folks. Okay, and the detail that they went to, because we're moving some underbody parts now, and like one of the steps is to remove this one part with a little tiny black piece, and basically replace it with a piece that doesn't have that. Basically replace it with a flat white piece. So that's that looks like pretty good attention to detail to me, if I may say so. Okay. But I've gone a little too far and gotta do one more thing first. Okay. Yeah, and I normally would try to just be going straight at it, but again, because we're kind of building a Frankenstein here, hybrid build, I don't want to just follow the direction and miss the point of what we're trying to do here. Greg, my next build. Oh man, that's a good question. I'll have to think. If the blacksmith comes in stock, I'm there. I'm gonna get that and build that. I really want. I mean, there are so many. I really want to do the Chiron, but I know everyone's seen the Chiron already a million times because it's been out. So if I could get a blacksmith, I'd like to do that. The DB5 is still kind of high up on my list now at this point. Okay, we're getting there. I think this is going to be a short one. I say that now and then I'm going to jinx myself, but okay, this goes here. Okay. I'm so confused. I don't think we use. Okay, I was supposed to take these pieces out for the extended fender flares. Okay, got it. Yeah, and it's hard because it's hard to kind of keep track of every single piece that you put down, just from one build to another. Now this should fit here, and it does. Okay. This is interesting because there's quite a bit of work that goes into the underbody here just to get these little details, so, true to what they are. The turbo version is the Batmobile still out? I thought we might have missed it already, but I could be wrong. I didn't know it was still out. That would be great because I would definitely put that on my radar. Yeah, so the 911 had like this black piece or the turbo had this kind of black piece right here of trim, and then they go to as much detail to remove that on the non-turbo version. I should have checked to see if that's on the regular coupe because that's what we're doing. And let me do that. Porsche Yeah, if you look at the normal 911, I already had kind of some pre-saved pictures of one. Oh shoot, I do see it on one one of the 911s, but screw it. We're gonna we can put that back later. It's just like a little tiny black piece, and I did all that to remove it. But so apparently the Targa doesn't have that piece for what one reason or another. I would not know why. And I think if I look at more and don't find a single one that has this delete of that black piece, then I'll probably be OCD enough to just swap it in later. But for now, it's not going to bug me. Okay, we're kind of getting somewhere. I got to do four of these things, and let me take these completely apart. Oh man. So the Batmobile is still out, huh? I didn't even realize that. Oh no. So these pieces are a pain. Like there are like 4 pieces in here. These are gonna be a pain to get rid of. Gonna go one at a time. Because I think I need pieces from here too, if I'm not mistaken. Let me see if I can go without it for now. Okay, got a little bit of a dilemma because we're missing some of the L-shaped pieces, and I'm pretty sure I used 2 of them here, but I should have 2 more. Being that I can't find them right now. We may just have to go without them. For now, and find a way to see if we can cover them up. But it's starting to get a little bit sketchy now. We're gonna have some decent pieces of gray showing, I believe. It's not gonna look great. Oh, and I'm missing another gray brick. Oh no, what's happening? I might steal it. I'm gonna steal it from the engine. I'm gonna steal it from the engine. And if I find it later, then we find it. Oh no. Okay, let's see. Yeah, we're gonna take one more gray 2x2 from the motor. Oh, whoops, all right. So when I want to put the turbo back together, I'm gonna have no idea where I borrowed all these pieces from. It's gonna be great. Please tell me I have 4 of these arch pieces. Give me one more. I'm drawing straws here. Oh, we found 2 L shapes. So I think we got 2 at least we can work with. 2 are used up here, so we're gonna have some gaps, but let's see what we can do. I'm gonna elect to have the L shapes that we have on the front end. So yeah, we're supposed to fill all these gray pieces with the white L here. And it's not happening because I used it already for the coupe. But we'll find a piece to fill it in with later, I'm sure. It might just be like 3 individual, white 1x1s or something like that. We'll make it work. Oh, found one more of these because there's no way we could cover this one up. All right. Whew, it's getting sketchy. It's getting sketchy, y'all. I mean, we've got this far, but, just the fact that we're having some moments already kind of worries me down the road, but we'll see what happens. Okay. All right. So what we're doing now, I'm just going to match the front wheel arches. All right, so here we go. We've got a narrow, non-wide fender flare. So we've got a coupe, and the coupe now does not have these extended fender flares in the back. Pretty cool. And this is where we are running into trouble, because you see now, I was supposed to use the L shapes that we already used up for the roof on here. So we've got a bit of gray showing here. At the end of this, I'm going to find something to fill that with at the end. But these are it's going to be an easy swap once we're done. I'll find something to fill it out. Okay. All right, we're making do. We're making do with it. I mean, how much is there after we do? Oh, we just have to do the new hood and then the engine. Okay. All right. Okay, this is pretty cool. Here you go, guys. We've got where we're at in our in our base coupe build, our base coupe shenanigans here. We're missing some body back here because the 2 required pieces I need we're using on the roof. On the Targa, I'm guessing we wouldn't have needed those, but we'll find something to fill that in. But what's pretty cool is you can see now the narrow profile of the non-turbo, the base coupe. So yeah, it's looking pretty slick and pretty compact. And there you go. We're already losing that wide stance in the back. Still got a little bit here, but we would have been out to here with the turbo version. Okay, forward. Okay, so now we're gonna go back to the base motor. I was kind of trying to look up, the base 911, and I'm used to, the 911 range, being referred to by their chassis designations, like the 930 turbo or the 997. But I guess, for the older generation, I guess they were just called the 911 or the original 911, and they spanned from the 60s to the 80s. Even though you can definitely tell they, did some changes here and there. I guess they still kept in the same generation, but I believe the base motor is a 2.7, but I'm sure it looked like there were many other variants of motors that were made, depending on, on different regions too that you were in. Yeah, but you can tell I obviously know nothing about these cars. I'll tell you some Audi stuff all day long, though. Maybe not classic Audi, but okay. so all right, so we've deconstructed the engine back to the pre-choose your build state, and we're going to go with the Targa base motor because I'm assuming that that same motor would have been in the base coupe. So hopefully we have all the components we need. If we don't, then I'm not sweating because it's just the motor. But again, I'd like this to be as close to replicated as we can get it. So. Okay, the motor's going okay so far. Haven't jinxed it yet. I'm probably going to be screwed all the way at the end of this thing, and something will happen. Something will go wrong. Probably way when we get to the end, and we'll just have a janky coupe, basically, a non-turbo hoopty Porsche, an incomplete Porsche. Okay, here that is. Okay. All right. Get this going. Oh, I just took this one piece apart. And now I got to put it right back together, and I like scattered all the pieces. So, okay, not too bad. Okay. Uh-huh. Okay. Might not fit in the trunk because the Targa. Come on, get in there. I guess the Targa doesn't have this slope roof line. It's kind of this bar is getting in the way of me putting this base the rest of the base motor in. Like I can't jam it in there. The back, can the fan be removed? I believe it could, but okay, you know what? We can do this. I think we can pull the window off, the rear windscreen. Oh, come on. Okay, I think that's enough space for me to get this in there. Let's make sure I get it right. Okay. Okay, I think I kind of got enough. Yeah, I got enough room. All right. Boom, we got that in. Now, will the rear window snap back into place? This is the question. All right, I got to put this. It's a lot more work than I thought. I'm like, we're just doing a non-turbo. Like, how hard could this be? But I'm the one doing it, so that makes sense. Yeah, it makes sense. I would screw this up, but if we actually complete it, I'll be pretty happy. Okay, let's do this. Get in there. Get up there. Yeah. All right. So we've got. Okay. Yeah, we've got the almost done with the base motor here. Okay. Well, this is completely different too. All right. Take that out. Wow, they really went to work on. Oh shoot! All right, got it. They really went to work on making sure that the motors were distinct from one another. Okay. Neat. That. Okay. These again. We're getting there though. It's kind of tedious rebuild. I didn't have to do the motor. We didn't even have to touch the motor, but we did. Could have stayed away from it and not had to deal with this headache, but I'm wondering if these are actually pieces we may need if we use it elsewhere on the coupe, but let's see. Okay. Take this thing out. Okay. This goes. Oh, interesting. Very cool. I did go with the New York license plate too, with the name of the designer. I did like that it didn't require this, and the Japanese plate didn't require the front plate, and kind of like the yellow on white. We can mess around with license plates later once we finish the build. What's happening now? Oh, okay. So the next steps are to continue building the Targa. So I'm like, well, I already have this stuff. Why do I need it? Okay, we're not building the roof for the Targa. So let's get through that. The only thing we need, you know what? We might be close. The only thing we need now is the engine cover. And then since we have, oh yeah, I did want to go with the standard wheel package too. Technic's gun. Let me grab that. Okay. Wheel caps off. Yeah, it's not that bad, and I wouldn't imagine it would be that bad to go from the turbo to Targa. But we didn't mess with the roof. Doing the Targa, we'd have to get rid of all this stuff. So actually, it's a little more involved going. It's a little bit more involved going from the turbo to the Targa than it would be from a turbo to a non-turbo, which sounds about right. Okay. Okay, we've got another obstacle. See if I can avoid it. I'm making up for missing pieces by doing this thing that I'm doing here. I'm supposed to have a 2x4 and I'm using two 1x4s because I'm sure, one of those 2x4s are on the roof. So, oh no, I knew it. Don't get me at the end. Don't get me right at the end, please. Okay. Lost the vent in my chair. Okay, got it. Yeah, I wonder what Lego's next car is going to be, and I'm wondering if they are going to keep with this new scale format that they found. But they all kind of differ in size. Uh, one in one way or another. But I kind of like the bigger. I kind of like the bigger format that they went with this. But it does get a little bit awkward when you're putting them. When you're putting them all next to each other, and they're kind of. I did put these kind of all on my display cabinet, and then they're all. It's like a hodgepodge of different sizes, and then the Porsche is gigantic among the rest of them. So, but it's still pretty cool. Okay, one thing we got to do now. We're finishing out the engine cover, and I'm not going to be able to use the Targa or the turbo. So if I can find I just did. I found two of these things, slope pieces, and then we can go ahead and do that. So it's going to shift everything ever so slightly. Okay. Oh, no way. I think okay, I think we got it figured out. Okay. I've got a big gap of studs here, so let's see if we can we got plenty of pieces to cover that up. That's totally fine. I do got to find some cover up for this gap that we needed to fill here because we used those on the roof of the coupe. So can we fill in that gray area? I don't know if we're going to be able to. Unless, could I put something up top instead? That would be better. I got a better idea. Yeah, we got it. No biggie. That's what we're going to do. And then complete silence. We might just we might just need to have some exposed studs there, but at least they won't be gray. They'll be white to match. Yeah, it's okay. It's a decent compromise. I can live with that. Okay, we got that going. All right, so we covered up the gray pieces sort of well-ish. All right, let's see. How does that look? Oh, you see one stud. You see you can clearly see that sticking out. Oh no. Well, that's what happens when you build, when you're going with the Frankenstein thing. All right. It's not too bad though, but you can definitely. I know it's there, so I can see it. Yeah, y'all are seeing that, right? Okay, but good thing is we've kind of, for the most part, covered up the hood or the engine cover. I don't know what you call it when it's rear-engined, but we do have also some exposed studs here. But we're gonna have to live with that because I only have one more flat tile 1x1. I'm wondering if it would look better. Nah, just leave the gap there. Okay, it's fine. The only thing left to do, slap this bad boy on. It's not bad. It's not, yeah. Oh yeah, I dig it. We're gonna put the non-turbo wheels on. I did not see the Mortal Kombat trailer. Good or bad? And does it come out this year? Okay, we've almost got it, guys. We're pretty much done. If I could only find something to cover up, a way to cover up these two studs. But yeah, I can live with it. I can live with it. All right, so yeah, going with the non. Actually, I did see a lot of pictures of the Base Coupe variants with the black wheels too. So I've seen them go either way. I wish Lego would put more detail into the wheels because in real life, the black wheels would kind of have like a silver accent on the outside, and on the silver kind of equivalent wheels, they would be silver with kind of black outlines on the inside, kind of between the spokes. And you'll see if you look at a picture. These are kind of like all silver or all black. So tiny bit, you know. I know that would be. I don't think they've ever like done a dual color rim piece before, so that'd probably be going out of their way to do that. The yeah, the 911 and Bugatti wheels from the Technic series are pretty beast though. I gotta say, quality is pretty top on those. All right. Okay, we've got it done here, and I think because we went with technically a different build, we'll swap it. We'll swap a different plate on it. We can show off some different ones. And I'm missing one more. Missing one more center cap here. Okay, hope it doesn't bother anyone that that's missing. You can't really see it because it's a silver wheel now. But you know, stepping back and taking a look at this, I think we did it. Let me kind of button everything up and squish everything together, kind of the loose pieces. And I'm really trying to fix this one stud that you can see here that we couldn't cover up. We couldn't snot it because we needed those pieces up here. But considering we're going, we've gone with the hybrid of the two. I can't complain. Just looking for a wheel cap here. Center cap. I got a spare. All right, got a spare. And here it is. It has been completed. We now have the Base Coupe non-turbo version. And wow, I'm pretty. It's not bad. We did, yeah. We had to make some sacrifices, but overall, we are in keeping with the look. A Mortal Kombat looked good. April 2021. All right, I'll check out the trailer after this then for sure. Wow, yeah, this looks pretty good. One cool thing, we've got the normal width wheelbase. We don't got the fender arches. We narrowed up the axle. There's one giant piece to the rear axle that apparently we used in the turbo coupe build, because I cannot find a giant, this other, we're supposed to double this up here, and I can't find this other piece. And all it really does is fill the gap once you snap in the rear axle. So that being said, you could put two tiny pieces here. Let's do that now. You could put two tiny pieces there to close the gap. You don't even really need to, because it's pretty set in there. I'm going to use these two, and you got plenty of spares, so you can, we were lucky we had another bag of spares to kind of work around, and we didn't really need that many. Okay, come on, get back in there. All right, now there you go, quick fix. So yeah, we did have to narrow the axle because now we have a narrower track in the back. So we also deleted the wide fender flares, and now we went with normal fender flares. So you've got a pretty sleek profile now, not beefy anymore, but it looks really slick to me, to be honest. You'll notice the first thing off the bat, no giant turbo wing. The turbo badging is gone. While we're at it, why don't we try the Japanese license plate, which apparently has some reference to initial D, but I can't, I don't know what that means. So we did go the full mile here, and we did get rid of, not get rid of, but we did swap the turbo engine to the normal motor, the base motor, which, in looking online, I'm assuming is the 2.7. And again, there were many variants throughout the years, but I couldn't tell the real life equivalent of this. It looked kind of like a 2.7 to me, so I'm gonna go with that. So yeah, we did it. We also not deleted, but swapped the black turbo wheels for the silver wheels. Even though I see a lot of pictures of the non-turbo variant with black wheels too. So that's pretty much it. I could go ahead and get in close for you guys. I could grab the camera and just do some quick shots before I head out. But with this being done, I like this surprisingly a lot. The turbo has a lot going. It does add a lot of noise, with the rear wheel arches and the big tail. This definitely slims up the profile a lot. Let me get out of your way. So that you can see it. But yeah, it slims up the profile a lot and cleans it up a lot a bit. The rear wheel arches kind of make it, just make it look more clean. This is really cool. And I'm, I kind of wish Lego would have advertised, if they added maybe, 2 more L-shaped pieces, and 2 more tiny pieces to cover up the these 2 extra studs here. I mean, they could have called it, at least 3 variants that you could have made with this model easily, without major modification. Again, I did see someone do a turbo cabriolet, not cabriolet, a turbo Targa, but I haven't looked to see if those existed in real life, back then for this generation. But all in all, we could try the German plates too. Now that this is more of an incognito 911, we've got some, can go with the incognito front and back German badges or European plates. I don't know what country this kind of plate would designate, but would look like. But let me open everything up for you. And then I'm gonna grab the camera and we'll go in pretty close too. Okay, here's the front, back. There it is. That's your everyday, your starter Porsche. You're kind of starting out, can't quite get the turbo, but you want to get yourself in a Porsche. You went ahead and got the base coupe, and you still drove away with a smile on your face. So here it is. Let's go ahead and grab the camera, get some final quick shots up close, and let's call it a night. All right, let me go grab that. Okay, so I'm gonna grab the camera, and I hope nothing goes wrong. Okay. right, there she is. And let me get the let me get a nice flat surface for you guys. Get all this jank out the way. Whoa, piece overboard. Okay. Right. I'm gonna like disconnect my camera doing this. Okay. All right, there it is, people. There's the side profile. I'm kind of it's my movements are all in reverse. So when I'm looking at it on the monitor, so bear with me. I'm constantly autofocusing here. All right, so there's a side profile. I do like it, guys. I mean, it you know, it has a really nice clean look, aside from all the noise that the turbo brings. Let me show you guys kind of the rear 3/4 view here. There you go. The first thing you will notice is that we don't have the wide wheel arches. Let me turn that wheel for you. That's your base coupe. And they were still a blast. Get the rear for you. And ideally, we want to be a little bit farther out so you can kind of see the, you know, the true profile. Let's see how far I can get here. Okay, so narrow. It's not as beastly anymore. And get a good view of that base motor. Which is, you know, would have been the same if you did the Targa, of course. Yeah, let me get one more profile for you guys before I head. But I'm liking this. I ain't gonna lie. There are there's a lot to do with this, and I kind of wish it would have been really cool for Lego to say, "Hey, you could do a 3-in-1. You can do the base coupe, you could do the Targa, you could do the turbo." That would have been really awesome. You know, there's your creator 3-in-1 right there. All right. Yeah, it looks good. It looks good. Might stay that way for a while, but I said that about the turbo, and then I immediately went and built this. So maybe the Targa will come next. Let me autofocus. Maybe the Targa will come fairly soon. But I'm glad we tried this out. Really glad we tried this out. That being said, I did say that I was going to do some, you know, actual videos of these things rather than all these live streams. So I will do a video with kind of B-roll footage and maybe a little commentary. I know I talk too much, so I'll try and keep that, keep my mouth shut during those. But I'll get some really good views of it and good angles and of this, the Targa, and the turbo version. So I'll definitely put this one out first because I haven't seen one of these out yet. So that being said, you guys have a good night. Thank you for tuning in. I really appreciate it. This was really fun, and I'm glad it worked. This is a really, really, really cool look going with the base coupe, base 911. So have a good night. I'll see y'all in the next one. Take care. If it's snowing where y'all are at, you know, stay safe, stay home, and have fun with your build. See y'all later.